Hello friends, this is the part 2 of diversity of living organisms. In this part, we are going to learn kingdom Plantae, that is classification of plants. In part 1, we already learned how living organisms are classified and three kingdoms we already learned in the part 1, that is kingdom Protista, kingdom Monera and kingdom Fungi. So let's see kingdom Plantae. Kingdom Plantae, it means all the multicellular plants belong to this group and possesses following characteristics. These characters are all these plants in the kingdom Plantae are multicellular, cell wall is present, presence of chloroplast, it means they make their own food. So their mode of nutrition is autotrophic mode of nutrition. So all these plants are multicellular. Cell wall is present, chloroplast is present, and all these plants are autotrophs because they make their own food due to the presence of chloroplast. So this classification of kingdom Plantae depends on some levels. These levels are level 1, differentiation in plant body. Level 2, presence or absence of specialized tissues for conduction of water and minerals. We already learned what type of tissues help for the conduction of water and minerals in the plant, that are xylem tissues and phloem tissues. Level 3, ability to bear seeds. And level 4, presence or absence of seed coat. On the basis of these 4 levels, kingdom Plantae classified. These levels are differentiation in plant body, their body structure is different, presence or absence of conducting tissues, ability to bear seeds, and presence or absence of seed coat. So let's see how kingdom Plantae classified into different groups. This is the classification of plant. Plants are mainly classified into 2 groups. First, do not have differentiated plant body, and another have differentiated plant body. This is the main criteria for the classification of plant. Do not have differentiated plant body. This group include thallophytic plants. So all these thallophytas are included in this group. Have a differentiated plant body. It is again divided into 2 groups. One without specialized vascular tissues and another specialized vascular tissues. Without specialized vascular tissues include bryophytic plants. With vascular tissues again classified into 2 groups, that is do not produces seed and produces seeds. Do not produces seeds, pteridophytic plants are included, and produces seeds again classified into 2 groups. These are bare naked seeds, it's called as a gymnosperm, and bare seeds inside fruits is called as angiosperm. Seed producing plants are known as the phanerogams. Thallophyta, bryophyta, pteridophyta, they do not produce seeds, so they are known as the cryptogams. Then angiosperms again divided into 2 groups, monocot and dicot. Dicot means they have 2 cotyledons. Monocot means they have only 1 cotyledon. two cotyledons, it means dicots, it means their seeds are divided in equal two parts. They have two cotyledons. And monocot, they have only one cotyledon. So this is the classification of plant. Plants are mainly classified into two groups, cryptogams and phanerogams. Thallophyta, bryophyta, pteridophyta are cryptogams. Gymnosperm and angiosperm are phanerogams. So let's see what is the cryptogams. So these cryptogams, they do not have a reproductive parts. Plants have a naked embryo called as the spores. They do not bear seeds. They have spores for the reproduction. And this includes Thallophyta, Bryophyta and Pteridophyta plants. So cryptogams, it means they do not have reproductive parts. They have naked embryo called as the spores, and Thallophyta, Bryophyta and Pteridophyta, that type of plants are included in the cryptogams. These are some examples of cryptogams. Cara, Funaria, Fern, these are the examples. Cara is the example of Thallophyta, Funaria is the example of Bryophyta, and Fern is the example of Pteridophyta. Let's see Thallophyta. So thallophytic plants do not have well differentiated body design. Their body is very simple. These are chlorophyll bearing, simple thalloid and autotrophics. They include chlorophylls, it means they synthesize their own food. They have simple thalloid and these are autotrophic. And these plants are predominantly aquatic, both fresh and marine water, but also found in variety of habitats like moist stone and wood. Mainly they are found in water, both type of water, fresh water as well as marine water, but they are also found in different habitats in moist stone and wood. So these are thallophyta. They do not have different body parts. Their body design is very simple. They have chlorophylls, simple body structure, and they synthesize their own food. It means these are autotrophs. And they found in water, mostly found in water and moist places. These thallophyta includes all type of multicellular algae. Examples of thallophyta are Spirogyra, Ulothrix, Cladophora, Cara, Sargassum, Vulva. These are the examples of thallophyta. Spirogyra, Ulothrix, Cladophora, Cara, Sargassum and Vulva. So this is the thallophyta. Thallophyta, it means their body design is very simple. They have chlorophyll, it means they make their own food. They mostly found in aquatic region and moist places. All type of algae, multicellular algae are the examples of thallophyta. Now, next is the bryophyta. Bryophyta means these are amphibians of the plant kingdom. They are found in water as well as on land. So, bryophytic plants known as the amphibians of the plant kingdom. Plant body is commonly differentiated to form stem and leaf-like structure. This is not a well-defined structure, but this structure looks like a stem and leaf of the plant body. No specialized tissues for the conduction of water and other substances from one part of plant body to the another. It means conducting tissues are absent for the transportation of water and minerals. They attach to the substratum by unicellular or multicellular thread-like structure. It means they needed support for the growth, so they attach to the substratum. Their body structure is a thread-like structure. Examples of bryophytes are moss, Merkensia, Anthosaurus, and Rixia. These are the examples of bryophyta. So bryophyta means these are amphibians of the plant kingdom. Their body is commonly differentiated into stem and leaf-like structure. No specialized tissues for the conduction of water and minerals. They attach to the substratum for their growth. Their body structure looks like a thread-like structure. These are unicellular or multicellular. So this is the bryophyta, and third cryptogam is a pteridophyta. Pteridophyta, mainly plant body, is differentiated into true stem, leaves and roots. They have specialized tissues for the conduction of water and other substances from one part of the plant body to the another part. These are the first terrestrial plants, and they have specialized conducting tissues for the water and minerals. They found in cool, damp and shady place. So these are the pteridophyta. Body is differentiated into root, stem and leaves. These are the first terrestrial plants. They have specialized tissues for the conduction of water and minerals. They found in the cool place, damp and shady place. Examples of the pteridophyta are Marsilia, fern, it is known as a Nephrolepis, and horsetail. These are the examples of pteridophyta. Their body is differentiated into root, stem and leaves. They have conducting tissues, and these are the terrestrial plant, first terrestrial plant on the earth. So bryophyta, pteridophyta and thallophyta, these are the examples of cryptogams. Body is not well defined. They do not bear seeds. They have spores for their reproduction. So another part is the phanerogams. Phanerogams means plants consist of well-defined reproductive tissues that form seeds. So phanerogams means they have well-defined reproductive tissues and they produce seeds for the germination. So seeds bearing plants are known as the phanerogams. Seeds consist of embryo along with the store food. So they have embryo, and this embryo consists of food. Store food helps in the initial growth of the embryo during germination. We know when we sow the seeds germinate and develop into the new plant. In the primary growth or initial growth of the store food help for the growth of embryo. So this embryo growth by using store foods in the seeds. Phanerogams or these plants also have well-defined vascular tissues for the conduction of water and minerals. Well-defined vascular tissues. It means they have xylem tissues and phloem tissues. Xylem tissues help for the conduction of water and phloem tissues help for the conduction of food material. Phanerogams include two types of plants, gymnosperms and angiosperms. Depend upon the types of seeds. Seeds are open or seeds are inside the fruit. These phanerogams divided into two groups, gymnosperms and angiosperms. So, phanerogams, well-defined body, well-defined vascular tissues, they bear seeds. Seeds store food material and this food is useful for the initial growth of the embryo. Now, let's see what is the gymnosperms. So, gymnosperms means, gymno means naked, sperms means seeds. Gymnosperma means naked seeds. Seeds are open. So seeds in these plants are not enclosed within the fruit. These seeds are open. These plants do not produce flowers. So their seeds are open and these plants do not produce flowers. Mainly perennial, existing for long or initial time is the meaning of perennial, evergreen and woody. So these plants are perennial, evergreen and woody. Perennial means they grow for a longer time or infinity time. So these are the gymnosperm. Seeds are open. Seeds are not enclosed within the fruit. They do not produce flower. They have xylem tissues and phloem tissues for the conduction of water and other substances from one part of the plant body to the other part. So they have xylem tracheids for the conduction of water and phloem cells for the conduction of food. Stem. Their stem is unbranched. Example is a cycas. Or branch. Example is a pinus and cedrus. So stems may be unbranched or branched. Cycas is the example of unbranched gymnosperm. Pinus and cedrus is the example of branched gymnosperm. Their stem may be branched or unbranched. Leaves. Their leaves are simple or compound. They have thick cuticle and sunken stomata help to reduce water loss. Leaves have thick cuticle and they have sunken stomata to help reduce loss of water. Seeds are naked because the ovule are not enclosed by any aureole and they remain exposed both before and after fertilization. So seeds are naked because their ovules are not enclosed by any aureole. It means the seeds are open and they remain exposed both before and after fertilization. So they do not produce fruits. Examples of gymnosperms are cycas, pinus, it is known as a devdar, thuja, it is commonly known as a moorpunky, and Picea is known as a Christmas tree. So these are the examples of gymnosperm. These plants generally found in the garden. These are the ornamental plants or decorative plants. Cycas, pinus, thuja and Picea. Christmas tree. These are the examples of gymnosperm. They do not bear fruits. Their seeds are open or naked. Another part is the angiosperm. Angio means covered. Sperma means seeds. Angiosperm means covered seeds. These seeds are covered inside the fruit. So angiosperms. Seeds enclosed in the fruit. They produces flowers, hence they are called as the flowering plants. Have specialized tissues for the conduction of water and minerals, that is the xylem tissues and phloem tissues. And this plant embryo in seeds have structure known as the cotyledons, also called as the seed leaves. So the seeds of the plants have cotyledons. It is also called as a seed leaves. Angiosperms, on the basis of their number of cotyledons, they are mainly divided into two groups, monocots and dicots. What is meant by monocots? Monocots are these type of plants have seeds with one cotyledon, are called as the monocotyledonous plants or monocots. Examples of monocots are lily, corn, rice, wheat, mustard. These are the examples of monocot. Monocot means they have only one cotyledon. Dicot means they have two cotyledons. See this picture? This seed has only one cotyledon. Dicot means they have two cotyledons. So they are called as the dicot plants or dicotyledonous plants. Examples are mango, sunflower, rose, gram, beans, etc. These are the examples of dicot plant. See this seed of dicot plant? They have two cotyledons. So this seed has two equal parts. So angiospermic plants are divided into two groups, monocots and dicots. Now let's see the difference between monocot plant and dicot plant. How we can identify monocot plant and dicot plant? So we can identify these plants on the basis of their type of seeds, type of stem, type of leaves and type of flowers. So let's see difference between monocot plants and dicot plants. Firstly, we can differentiate on the basis of their seeds. So for dicot plant, the seeds have two cotyledons. See this example of seed of dicot plant, that is two cotyledons are there. In monocot plant, single cotyledon is present. This is the example of monocot seed. Two cotyledons in the dicot plant, one cotyledon in the monocot plant. Examples of dicot plants are mango, sunflower, rose, gram, beans. These are the examples of dicot. Lily, corn, rice, wheat, mustard. These are the examples of monocots. Another part is the root. For the dicot plant, the root is a well-developed primary root. It is known as a taproot. This is the taproot. It grows longer, deeply inside the soil. It is a well-developed primary root. For the monocot plant, the root type is a fibrous root. See the example of onion. All roots are arises from the one portion. They do not have subroots. So fibrous root is the example of monocots. Taproot is the example of dicot. On the base of stem, we can classify monocot and dicot plant. Stem of the dicot plant is a strong, hard. Example is a banyan tree, mango tree, rose plant, these are the examples of stem of the dicot plant. So their stem is very hard. For the monocot plant, their stems may be hollow. Example of hollow stem is the bamboo. Stem may be fells. Example is the banana, and disc-like stem is the example of onion. So these are the examples of dicot stem and monocot stem. For dicot plant, stem is hard. For monocot plant, stem is hollow, fells and disc-like structure. Bamboo, banana and onion is the example of monocot plant. On the basis of leaf, we can differentiate this dicot plant and monocot plant. The venation present in the dicot plant is reticulate venation. In monocot leaf, the venation is a parallel venation. See this example of reticulate venation, all these veins form a network, big network. But for the parallel venation, all these veins are parallel to each other. So for dicot leaf, venation is a reticulate. For monocot leaf, venation is a parallel. And last part, on the basis of the flowers, monocot plant and dicot plant we can easily identify. In dicot plant, flowers with 4 or 5 parts or in their multiples. It is known as a tetramerous or pentamerous. Tetra means 4 and penta means 5. They have 4 or 5 petals or in their multiples. For the monocot plants, flowers with 3 parts, 3 petals or in multiple of 3. It is known as a trimerous. In part 3, we will discuss about kingdom Animalia, the classification of animals like the classification of